Something is moving on Pluto. Not slowly, not barely. It is churning, shifting, rising, right now at this very moment, billions of kilometers away in the blackest part of our solar system. And the thing that's moving shouldn't exist. We're going to show you exactly what it is, but we're saving the most terrifying part for the very end of this video, because once you hear it, you will never look at the night sky the same way again. Quick question before we go any further. Where are you watching this right now? On your phone in bed? On a laptop at 2 a.m.? Drop it in the comments, because honestly, this might be the wrong video to watch alone in the dark. Now, let's go back to the beginning. For most of human history, we had no idea Pluto even existed. It was invisible, hidden, sitting in the outermost shadows of the solar system like something that didn't want to be found. Then, in 1930, a young astronomer named Clyde Tombaugh spotted it. A tiny dot, barely a pixel against the stars. The whole world celebrated a new planet, the ninth planet, the edge of our cosmic neighborhood. And for the next 75 years, we assumed we knew what it was. A frozen rock, dead, ancient, a leftover from the beginning of time, just sitting there in the cold doing absolutely nothing. Nobody went to check. Nobody could. Pluto is so far away that even light, traveling at 300,000 kilometers per second, takes over 5 hours just to reach it. Sending a spacecraft there wasn't a mission, it was a generational commitment. But in 2006, NASA launched New Horizons, a probe the size of a grand piano powered by a nuclear battery, hurled into space at over 58,000 kilometers per hour. And then, the world waited. 9.5 years, nearly 5 billion kilometers. Scientists who launched the mission as young researchers were approaching retirement by the time it arrived. July 14th, 2015, New Horizons flew past Pluto at 14 kilometers per second, so fast it couldn't stop, couldn't orbit, just flew straight through and photographed everything it could in a matter of hours. The images took 16 months to fully download back to Earth. And what those images showed changed everything. The first thing scientists noticed was the heart. A massive, bright, heart-shaped region splashed across Pluto's surface, almost 2,500 kilometers wide, glowing white against the reddish-brown landscape. It was so striking, so unexpected, that images went viral before scientists even knew what they were looking at. They named it Tombaugh Regio, after the man who discovered Pluto. But the closer they looked, the less it looked like a Valentine, and the more it looked like something alive. The left side of that heart, a flat, smooth plain called Sputnik Planitia, had no craters. None. Zero. In a solar system that is billions of years old, covered in the scars of asteroid impacts, here was a surface that looked brand new. That means something is erasing it. Beneath that plane, nitrogen ice is slowly boiling, not into a gas, but into itself. Warmer material rises from below, cooler material sinks, and the whole surface cycles, over and over, endlessly, like the world is breathing. Think about that. At negative 230 degrees Celsius, colder than liquid nitrogen, Pluto's surface is in motion. It has been quietly moving, recycling, renewing itself for millions of years, and we never knew. Then there are the mountains. Rising 4 kilometers high along the edge of Sputnik Planitia are massive mountain ranges, bigger than the Alps, and they are made entirely of water ice, not rock. Ice that is so cold it has the structural strength of granite. Ice that acts like bedrock. Ice that has been holding those mountains upright for hundreds of millions of years. And then there's the atmosphere. Pluto has one, a thin, layered veil of nitrogen and methane wrapped around the entire world. It has weather, hazes, winds. As Pluto crawls along its orbit and drifts slightly closer to the sun, the surface warms just enough for frozen gases to vaporize. The atmosphere expands, it thickens. Then, as Pluto drifts away again, it collapses. The atmosphere falls back to the ground and freezes solid. Every Pluto year, which is 248 Earth years, the entire atmosphere rises and dies and rises again. Pluto breathes. But none of that, not the mountains, not the moving glaciers, not the seasonal atmosphere, none of that is the terrifying part. The terrifying part is what's underneath. Here's what scientists have been quietly building a case for since 2015, and it's the thing they still don't talk about loudly enough. Pluto almost certainly has a liquid ocean beneath its surface. Not ice, not frozen slush, liquid water. Right now, billions of kilometers from the sun, in the coldest, darkest region of the solar system, beneath hundreds of kilometers of ice, there is water that has been liquid for billions of years. Here's how that's possible. Deep inside Pluto's rocky core, radioactive elements are slowly decaying. That decay releases heat, not much, but enough to keep a layer of water, possibly mixed with ammonia to lower the freezing point, in a permanent liquid state. Trapped, sealed, protected from the cold by the same ice above it that keeps everything else frozen. Scientists found the clues in the crust itself. The way it cracked, the way certain regions are slightly raised, the mathematical models that only make sense if something liquid is pushing against the ice from below. Pluto's surface isn't just moving because of convection, it's moving because there is an ocean underneath it, and that ocean is interacting with the ice above. And here is where it stops being just science. Every time scientists have found liquid water, on Earth, deep underground, in volcanic vents at the bottom of the ocean where there is no light and no oxygen, they have found life. Not sometimes, every single time. Life, it turns out, does not need sunlight. It does not need warmth. It does not need anything we once thought was essential. It needs liquid water, a chemical gradient, and time. Pluto has all three. 4.5 billion years of time, a chemical-rich rocky core generating heat, and an ocean sealed beneath the ice, protected from space, stable, ancient, and almost completely unexplored. We have sent exactly one spacecraft past Pluto. It had hours. It photographed the surface. It never looked beneath it, which means we have no idea what is down there. And that is not a comforting thought. Because if Pluto, this tiny, reclassified, almost forgotten dwarf planet, can harbor a liquid ocean, then so can the hundreds of other icy worlds scattered across the Kuiper Belt beyond it. Worlds we haven't visited, worlds we haven't named, worlds sitting out there right now in the dark, quietly moving, quietly warm, quietly waiting. We used to think life needed the perfect conditions, the perfect distance from the sun, the perfect temperature, the perfect atmosphere. Pluto is proof that we were wrong. And somewhere in that frozen ocean, billions of kilometers away, beneath kilometers of ice that has never seen sunlight, something may have had 4.5 billion years to figure out how to survive. We just haven't looked yet.